What is going on, everybody? Jumbo Thick here. We are back with Emberfell, Whispers from the Stars, our D&D 5th edition campaign. I'm, of course, your GM, your DM for the night, Jumbo Thick. And we're joined by some of the cast and the crew here of the White Scale Band. Unfortunately, Lady Velree will not be joining us probably for a little while. And our lovely time wizard has slipped and fallen somewhere, and hopefully he'll be back in the in the next session. But the show must go on. So, let's go ahead and you know what? Let's just go ahead and jump into it. We're already falling a little bit behind. So, last we left off, the crew of the White Scale Band has found themselves in the frigid wastes to the far north on a quest to find some key, some item of some kind in their pursuit of hopefully preventing a incursion of the old ones back into Ember proper, as it appears that the ring of Ember has solidified itself into a moon, and through the many hazards, earthquakes, natural disasters happening throughout Ember, things have become dire indeed. With all this in mind, heading north, you discovered through your talks with the old mantrist that you would not be able to teleport directly to your destination, mostly because the laws of reality may not exist near that part of Ember at this point, leading you to be able to move to the farthest point north, being the Iron Fortress, where you came across a old friend who was running the fortress proper. One from, specifically from Rogar's past. I don't believe Razire or Zune had ever met him before this. But the former captain, now leader of the Iron Fortress, gave all of you supplies and a map, as well as directions to the furthest known point that the dynasty has mapped, being the Acridge's Haven, kind of like a research outpost far to the north, studying raw ember, as this is where most of it is collected, as it saturates the frigid wastes. You've run across twisted creatures, barbaric individuals, and most recently, after finding the burnt-out remains of Acridge's Haven and an insane individual fleeing, you decided to move directly north. You had 3 different choices on where you were going to move. The path you chose led you through the lands of the Flesh Eater tribes, deciding to brave the most direct path, the shortest path, towards where Rogar's tribe lies, on your way to the Plateau of Lane. In so doing, you did in fact run afoul of some of these Flesh Eaters, a small band of what appeared to be almost ensanguinated bodies that attacked you with fervor. Though I would say that it was easily turned away by the lot of you as you smote them within very short order, allowing none to escape, I might add, as the few that tried to flee were immediately butchered, and it was a bloodbath. So, at this point, that's pretty much where we ended the previous episode, with the destruction of the Flesh Eater tribe, kind of hunting party. and you are currently almost at nightfall, the equivalent of nightfall. If you will remember, the weather has gotten somewhat strange. It appears that you are in a perpetual snowstorm, almost like whiteout conditions. And the further you've gotten north, the colder it has gotten. And Rogar can attest that much further north, you will be getting to the point where moving about during the day will be one of your only options, because moving at night would be too hazardous for most of you to brave, even with your cold weather gear that you have been given. But right now, the bloodbath has ensued. You have survived. I believe Velree's handmaids probably were eating some of the desiccated bodies. Probably Velree as well. Zune, almost, I believe, came close, but resisted. And that's where we're picking up.
Uh-oh.
So, as everything goes quiet, Rogar and Velree listen intently, using their more hunterly instincts to discern if there is anyone else coming. And it appears that there is nothing approaching or any threats that they can perceive.
And you say it's evening and we have just settled a battle. And so we should probably try and we've rested recently too, yeah?
Not after this fight, obviously, but
okay. How much?
Yeah, you've traveled at least a few weeks north at this point.
Okay, so in about what time a day is it?
It's hard to tell time,
you said,
but it is approaching what your internal clock tells you is getting close to the night hours.
So we should probably try to find camp and settle in before it gets too cold.
Interesting mention. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to ask, we determined that these things were undead, right? Like they were dead creatures?
You... Hold, please. We are getting somebody.
Well, yeah.
There he is.
Hey! Woo!
There he is. There's our time wizard. You did determine that these creatures were, in fact, undead in nature. They appear to be, judging from the teeth, they appeared to be vampiric in some way. Rogar, you would know that the Flesh Eater tribes, while not all of them would be considered undead, some of them very much are. They all consume flesh in some way, shape, or form. And while these things do have like vampiric fangs, it appears that they don't just eat, just don't drink blood. Like they have a mouth full of vampiric fangs. They don't just have like the normal little incisors like normal vampires.
Okay, so there's like shark teeth in there, like just a bunch of pointy teeth?
Yes.
Okay. All right. You said we're a couple weeks in.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Travels.
You are several weeks north. Rogar, you think that you probably, well, you're not exactly sure where you're at, but if you had to gauge, you would think you probably have at least another 3 to 4 weeks further north to get you to where your camp was the last time you remember it, if it has not moved.
Okay. I think we should either use Trist's mansion or continue on the longer we're in Flesh Eater's territory, the more we will come across these types of creatures.
Do they come out during the day or only at night?
Some come out in the day. They do attack at night more frequently, but they are not all like this. Vampiric. Like you, Zoom.
Thank you, Rogar. If Triss decides to make his mansion, are we making it next to the bodies, or are we going to try to... Oh, that is so cute. God. Or... But, okay. I imagine we're not setting a camp right next to all the corpses, just in case somebody comes looking for them, right?
The vampire corpses vaporize? Is that what we do here?
These ones don't appear to be doing that.
Okay.
I will say, like, not too long ago, you did fight some true vampires, and they did turn to dust once they were killed.
Okay. I don't even know if it's worth it. Can I roll a knowledge history to see if I know anything about this, if I've heard about anything like this?
Sure.
Try. 16?
16? Utilizing your vast bardic knowledge, Zune. You've heard stories of ghouls. However, these don't fit the normal parameters of ghouls. First off, they appear to lack the more diseased poison nature that they're associated with them. But the way they attacked you in kind of a swarm, and the way their bodies look, gives you an idea that this is either a mutated or some kind of strange form of vampire that is less likely to fit in with society, more bestial.
All right. I would like to take a head. And,
sure.
Just gonna crack one of these off. Someone that has their mouth is not destroyed, and
easily. Easily done. You take off one of the vampiric heads. It's still bleeding, this kind of like almost blackened like blood just kind of slops out from the stump as you cut it free. Its tongue, it does smell quite horrible.
I was thinking, does it smell like, is it reminiscent of the goddess I now am betrothed to, or whatever else? Does it seem like her?
Not necessarily, definitely not. And I will say, Zune, you are more in touch with that kind of thing than you used to be, for sure. You can tell that the blood in this creature would be dead. It would not be good for you to consume. This would be like drinking like a corpse that has been dead for quite some time.
Gotcha.
Its tongue is severely elongated. It almost like hangs out of its mouth. It appears to have like a foot-long tongue where it should not.
I'll hold my tongue. I won't say anything, but okay, that's good to know.
Thank you, sir. Zoom chops off a head, hands it to Rogar to put in the bag, per usual.
File. I mean,
why not? We have enough heads in there as it is.
Imagine someone dumping this bag out.
We do have a disturbing number of heads in our bag of holding, don't we?
You do.
Diamonds and heads. That's
It's a
all
lot,
it is.
a lot of diamonds.
Ember, and diamonds and heads
Yes, yes. There's
Their new
a
rock
lot of stuff in
band.
there.
It's our first
we
album.
we're just chaos in any party. This
I think
So-
this is just, yeah.
With that in mind, are we mansioning up? Trist's magnificent abode. All right, Trist. I need you to give me a spellcasting ability check, Tristan Varel.
Let's move on just a little bit of ways away from the corpses before we
That's
set up
fine.
camp. But yeah,
So I guess for you, that's just an intelligence check.
Yes.
24. Very good.
24.
First, you begin to weave the patterns for your spell. It takes shape easily enough. And the all too familiar door lies in waiting to be able to open it and enter your abode for the night.
I'm gonna pull Triss to the side, and I'm gonna try to get that head back from Rogar, actually.
Okay.
Triss, do you think you could talk to this head, potentially? And if you do cast that, does it talk to them in their most recent form, or does it talk to them in the form they were in when they were alive?
I believe it's the most recent. Yeah, the most recent form.
Okay, so if you chopped off the head of a zombie and started talking to it, you'd basically be talking to a zombie.
But is it undead? It says it can't be undead.
Oh, shit. Okay, never
It
mind.
doesn't work on things that are undead.
Okay. It's fine. Well, now it's dead. It's like, but okay, fine. All right, then before I go to bed, I'm going to poke and prod at this and try to figure out what I can about it. Yes, just like that. That's how I learn things. And I'll ask
Soon.
Trist for help in understanding what the hell this is. So, there.
You ask the blind man to help you investigate.
Throw a blanket over Trist's head, and I ask him to investigate.
Per usual, in his dark room.
I think he's got his owl out.
Do you? I mean, he
That's
could be
right.
using his owl. That's true.
I think that's what we left on last time.
Okay.
Man, it's been so long. Yes.
We'll say that. Trist begins to look over the head. Without needing to make a check or anything, you're easily able to determine that this creature is most certainly undead, Trist. It does appear similar to what I've already told Zune. It appears to be a more feral version of a vampire. Judging by the state of its receded gums and its tongue that appears to not be as moist as it should be, you are able to determine that the creature has not fed in quite some time. Now, you're not an expert in vampiric anatomy, but it is unusual for an actual vampire to take on these ghoulish qualities, for sure. Now, does that mean that this is some kind of strange mutation or strain? You're unsure. You would need more data to determine that. But after speaking with Rogar, you did learn that the Flesh Eater tribes are an amalgamation of humanoid creatures that eat one another, which a vampiric ghoul hybrid would fit in perfectly. All right. As all of you lay down for the night, you get a full night's rest. And we awake the next day, able to eat to your heart's content in Trist's magical mansion. His servants getting you anything that your heart's desire. Well fed, warmed this extra dimensional space. All right. We're setting out for the day. All right. Before we set out, I will need some rolls. First, I will need a d20 roll, please.
Yeah, I got you.
This will be for your travel.
You knew I had this.
I figured as much.
Oh, that's not a d20. Let's do it this way. Here we go. Come on. Boom. It is a 1.
A 1.
Yeah. Way to go. Get that out of the way on a non-serious thing.
All right.
Yeah. Just get it out of the way now, right?
And this is going to be for the next... All right. You travel 5 more days. The weather is getting increasingly more hazardous the further north you're getting at this point. It's getting colder, much colder. Rogar appears to be fine. It appears that the bite of the cold affects him in no way whatsoever. The rest of you, even Velree and Zune, despite their more cold-bodied nature, are beginning to feel the effects of intermittent frostbite set in before you rest every night. You get the idea that if you were to spend too much time out in the elements and in the current weather, that you would, in fact, begin to succumb to exposure. And what's even stranger is that the day-night cycle has just stopped. It appears that it is always bright out at this point. It does not dim. There is no darkening whatsoever of the landscape. It's quite jarring, in fact, for a few of you. But at the same time, as both Zune and Velree can attest, the handmaids aren't like burning to ash despite it being bright out here, as if they're not in daylight. At the end of the 5th day, you bed down for the night. And I need Tristan Farrell to give me a spellcasting ability check.
I would like to cast Bardic Inspiration on... Oh, well, I guess he doesn't need it.
I don't need
Natural
it.
20. He doesn't
Dear
need it.
God.
He forms his mansion clearly in his mind. And everything is a-okay. All right. Unless you guys want to talk amongst yourselves, we will kick ahead to some more travel. We're getting close. Ever so close to our next destination. We'll need another d20 roll for the next bit of travel. This is going to be for the next 8 days. A 5.
That's a 5 for the next 8 days.
All right, a 5. Okay. As you step out of the mansion, Velree immediately stops and looks around, almost as if she can feel something. Zune feels it as well. You feel like a presence watching you. As you look around, you do see, from an extreme distance, you do see figures just outside of the periphery of your diminished vision in the white-out weather. They appear to be coming from behind to where you traveled previously.
I suggest we keep moving at a quicker pace. Much quicker pace. I will, of course, point them out to Rogar, Interest, and Resire. Like, we need to hurry the fuck up. And I'm going to start booking it in the direction that I think Rogar is going to go.
Okay. We pick up our pace. For the next 8 days, you feel the presence of the Watchers perpetually. At all hours of the day, just out of sight. Every night, Trist forms his mansion, and every morning, the Watchers are present. Just out of sight. But still there in some way. At the end of the 8th day, I need Tristan and Varel to give me another spell casting ability check. She has been crushing.
That one I'll have to re-roll.
Until now.
We'll fix that one. 18.
18? Okay. 18, Trist. It takes you a little bit longer than normal. Perhaps it's the almost paranoia of these figures watching the party. They don't appear to approach your campsite or anything of that sort. They don't appear to make any threatening gestures or any communication at any point. At some point, Velree gets pissed and throws a rock at him, but nothing happens. But you manage to keep it together, Trist. Formulate your signs and sigils properly. The mansion is pulled back into reality. You all rest for the night once again.
Before we rest, can I do a history check on these Watchers and what they are?
Watchers, okay.
You called them? Have you been calling them the Watchers?
I mean, I've been calling them the Watchers. Does Zoom know what that is? I don't know.
I don't. Okay. I want to see if I have any idea what this is.
Okay,
what this
go ahead.
Is.
Give me a history check.
19.
A 19. Skimming your knowledge of tall tales, you come to the fact, Zune, that you are so far north. You are past most expeditions from the civilized realms that ever make it this far. With a 19, it's hard to come up with anything that is going to correlate with what you're experiencing. In fact, you think it might be pertinent to write things down, to take notes on what you are experiencing, because you may in fact be some of the first people from the dynasty to make it this far. You take one of Trist's mini blank books. It's just a cover. There's nothing
pictures
in it
of my naked sister, and continue writing.
You have to find one that doesn't have those in it, and then you find one of those mini books and write down what you need to.
Sick puppy. You can't even see it, Trish.
Strangely enough, they're
to imagine it.
They're bumpy. It's like Braille. He can rub his hands across it to feel the curves and lines.
Oh,
yes.
So blind.
I'm gonna snatch the one that he's reading and just start writing in it.
There you go.
Excuse me.
Take an account for all of your current experiences.
Is it sticky? If it's sticky, I'm throwing it in the fire.
That's up to Trist. If it's sticky, I'm not sure.
I would, if it was sticky, I would just, what's it called? The cantrip?
Prestidigitation. Clean it instantly.
Oh, God. So yeah. Going to be reading this on top of her notes.
As Zune begins to record the goings-ons of of your expedition north so far. That brings us to the next day. I need another D20 roll for travel. This is going to be for the next 4 days. A 4.
A 4.
All right, we're going further and further north here. All right, at this point, moving northward, you begin to see at the edge of your horizon the Watchers fall away. And now there's just vast empty. Though perhaps you're left with a feeling of expectation. When are they going to be back? Are they waiting ahead of us at this point? The paranoia is beginning to set in.
No, perhaps it's just too cold for them, huh? We are stronger, huh? You cannot scare us, huh? They are weak.
The paranoia was not setting in until you said all of that. I was like, oh good, we lost them.
No, there's no paranoia. You cannot surprise us. We cannot be surprised, huh? Not with Triss. Triss can see everything.
Rosire boasts joyfully aloud. As you move...
Rogar has never seen these things before, has he?
No, you have not. Rogar,
okay.
This is a new event for you, to say the least.
Okay.
As you move further northward, ever northward at this point, you begin to come across sparse vegetation, these gnarled-looking bushes and roots sticking out of the snow. Snow flurries begin to pick up as well. It's at this point that, almost at the end of your 4th day, you experience something almost bizarre. I'm going to say that Rogar's the first one to spot it, since he's going to be probably your point man, moving through the wastes as it is. And Rogar, you know that there are some small, almost like frozen streams that lead into large frozen lakes throughout this area. There is in fact a not necessarily a mountain range, but a forest with large cave systems built into it, and there are a fair number of small tributaries that flow out of these cavern systems. What happens, though, Rogar, is as you are approaching, you smell it. You smell the flow of water. And then you see it. You see what looks like a stream flowing upward into the sky. Large patches of ice just floating with it, as if gravity has ceased to exist.
This is an uncommon phenomenon in the wastes up here?
Yes, it is. Very much so, Rogar.
Just double checking.
Rogar would be surprised.
Rogar is just going to be I've never seen something like this before.
This is what you take issue with, Rogar. This. Of all the other things that we have seen,
this quite is amazing.
Where you draw the line.
I'm just saying, I haven't seen anything like this before, Zoom.
So you've seen the guys that have been stalking us for like 2 weeks? You've seen that before?
No, I have not seen that either.
Okay, so you haven't seen that either. Okay.
The wastes are very mysterious, and I did not travel too far around the wastes.
You traveled through it to get to the kingdom.
I did. I didn't tarry. I moved quickly as possible. I did not want to get into territories I was not supposed to.
That's fair.
But I am interested to understand why the water is flowing up into the sky.
And you said the ice was floating around it too. Is there any land that's not? Is there like an empty patch of land around it?
You look, you can see what looks like what should be like a riverbed that is got snow packed into it. The large pieces of ice look like that would have been the frozen layer that would have been on top of the actual stream. And they're just floating up into the sky, along with the water that's just drifting upward. It just keeps going up. It goes till it's out of sight.
Are there any sticks or branches? You said that there were some plants nearby, right?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Can I break off a twig and throw it in the water and see if it also continues to go up?
Okay. You break off a branch, like a small branch.
Is it your
My
dog?
damn dog. Yes, it is. My new dog. Yes.
Yes. Congratulations.
Deal with that.
I'm glad you accepted it.
No,
Yes.
I will never accept it. So, all right. So you break off a branch and you toss it into the river, stream. As you toss it in, it bobs in the water for a moment, and then it rests on a piece of ice and just drifts upward with the rest of it.
This is very bizarre, huh? Trist, can you get a sense for what is going on? Is there any kind of a disturbance in that force of some sort, huh?
Can I sense that?
Yes. How many midichlorians do you sense in the stream?
Midichlorians?
Midichlorians.
Disturbance in the force.
Disturbance.
Indeed.
A presence I haven't felt.
No.
Are you an angel?
Millions of icicles cried out all at once.
No. Oh no. You can give me an Arcana check,
Wait,
Tris.
Rosaire can be an angel.
I mean, that's true. Rosaire is
Are you
technically an angel.
26.
26, very good. Trist, as you kind of poke and prod, using some of your additional senses and then your more occultic knowledge of strange and bizarre happenings.
Yes.
It appears, Trist, that something is happening to the laws of gravity. There seems to be a breakdown.
I will go off on a very boring tangent about the poles and magnetic stuff.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Very boring, very dry.
Extremely dry. Tristan Varel speaking it very plainly to all of you. As he goes on about the many ways that gravity can be affected, and the surfaces of the earth. It goes way over most of your heads. Rogar's listening diligently. Of course he is. But the rest of you kind of zone out at some point as Triss just blathers on, and ultimately leading you to a conclusion, Trist, that perhaps this is a localized phenomena. But if it is, that is still concerning, because that means that the laws of the material plane are literally breaking down at this point. Now, is that because of the approaching apocalypse of the moon forming above Ember? Or is this something else entirely that is to be determined? Regardless, though, you should probably steer clear of bizarre phenomena moving forward.
Okay. Then I won't cast reverse gravity on it. I'll
Like
listen.
You can
the
always
moon
try,
reforming
Zoom.
is wrecking gravity.
Curious, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna see
gonna
if it
do it,
does.
Zoom?
I'm gonna cast reverse gravity.
Can we back up a little bit beforehand? Just make sure it's in
Far
the
out
proper
can I cast
area.
this? Just because this looks like something cool. I can cast it from. Does it start at me, or can I cast it out?
I think you pick like an area.
50-foot radius.
Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, I'm gonna step back a little bit
Mm-hmm.
and try to cast it.
Okay. You cast reverse gravity. All right.
Curious if it'll go back down.
As you cast it on the stream, are you focusing it like at the ground, or are you focusing it in the sky?
I was focusing it at the ground.
Okay, at the ground. Okay, kind of like where the stream begins to just drift upwards and flow into the sky.
Yeah.
As you cast it, it has a 50-foot radius. Okay.
Yes.
As soon as you begin to cast and flow and reknit the laws of gravity, you watch as the stream, the water, and the ice, up to 50 foot in the sky, begins to instantly fall back down to the earth. At the same moment, in a 50-foot radius around that area, the stream that was not flowing into the sky begins to instantly lift and flow upwards, as well as much of the various fresh snow and twigs and things begin to kind of just float away and begin to float upwards into the sky.
So what I just cast that on, that comes down, but then another patch goes up.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to
That
stop.
is a nice strategy, but I don't think that you can counter all of this bizarre happening, huh? The pull of this monstrosity may just be too high, huh?
I'm going to let go of the reverse gravity.
Okay. The section where the stream was coming from smashes back down. Water just kind of like splashing everywhere along its banks, and it returns to flowing upward at the place that it originally was.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
All right. You move past the reversed stream, making your way north. You stop for the night. Tristan Varel needs to make a spellcasting ability check to form his magnificent abode.
I'm going to give him Bardic Inspiration just in case.
Okay.
Bardic
Yeah, I'll
Inspiration.
I'll take it.
He'll take it. He'll take it.
Is it a D12 now?
I think it is a D12.
Yeah, I think so.
So 14.
14. All right, Trist. You are distracted, to say the least, by the current state of some of the... I'm going to kill this dog. I'm going to do it.
I'm thinking about how I put on such a brilliant lecture earlier
Yes.
in the day, and then I should have had it recorded.
Yes, as you are thinking that, you watch as the doors slightly off for a moment before you right it into place. The door opens. Trist Mansion is ready for entry. You all enter. Begin to get comfortable in your various rooms. All right. Let's see here. Oh. Perfect. As you rest for the night, it is per usual, Tristan Varel, laying down in your bed, getting ready for your true slumber, contemplating the events of the day. What's your passive perception, Trist?
Well, it used to
It
be.
It is high.
It used to be a 22.
Okay, it's high. Let's see here. That's a D100, not a D20. There we go. Okay. Trist, you sense it immediately. Something's not right. As you lay down in your bed, you sit up, kind of begin to look around. You sense something in the room with you.
I look up to the ceiling. It's probably Velree.
You look up towards the ceiling. You see the spotless, well-decorated walls.
Yes.
Appears to be nothing there. You begin to relax for a moment. And then you hear the cracking of limbs. A strange, shuffling step. As you slowly look up.
Really?
You call out as you look towards your door. Stumbling out of the darkness. A twisted humanoid. The loose, hanging like skin hide. Joints twisted in many directions. Its form flickering in and out of view. You recognize the twisted shape of a shambler. It slowly approaches your bed as if it's trying to be quiet, Trist.
But how did it get in here?
Its bones creaking and smacking together as it moves forward.
I call for help. Help!
You scream for help?
I do. I've fought these before and it didn't end well.
You scream for help, Trist. You go, help me! As you do, we are going to go ahead and enter into the initiative.
Are we all in? Oh, because we're all going to run to Tristan's aid.
Perhaps.
We should, I think.
Could you roll for me?
Sure. Let me go up. You get advantage. I don't like that.
Barbarian.
21, natural 20 on his initiative.
Ooh, fuck yeah, bro. You got your hot.
Damn it.
Gotta
Damn
go. Gotta go.
Okay.
He's Ricky Bobby gonna go fast.
All right. That brings Trist has a 22. The Shambler. Trist, you do get to act first in this first encounter. What are you going to do, Trist?
I am going to... That's a reaction, so I can't do that. Where did it go? I am going, in a panic, going to attempt to cast Reality Break.
Okay.
It's a wisdom save.
Wisdom save. This is magic. It has advantage. I don't think it's going to matter, though.
It's a 19.
Yeah, that is not going to be enough. That is a 13. It fails.
Okay. It can't take reactions until the spell ends. and the affected target must roll a d10 at the start of each of its turns. So
That's it for now?
that's it for now. And when its turn
Okay.
comes up, it needs to roll a d10.
All right, as you scream for help, the next person in line would be Rogar. Rogar, the kind of like sits up out of bed, begins to run in the direction of Tristram. After that would be Zune.
Doing
I'm
the same.
assuming you're going to do the same. Zune kind of sits up like, what's going on? Of course, takes a moment to put all of his clothes on, because I'm assuming he sleeps in the buck. I mean, just, it makes sense.
The fabric feels good.
Would he put clothes on, though?
He might not. That's true. He might not put them on.
I don't know what you're fighting. I don't want to die, so I will take stuff. I will put it on.
Unfortunately, it is now the creature's turn, Trist. That's roll a d10.
Right. Rolls a d10.
It's a 10.
Chill of the Dark Void.
Oh.
It takes 10d12 cold damage and it
Oh,
is blind.
Okay. And blind.
And blinded.
All right, go ahead and roll damage. That's a lot of damage. That's a lot of dice. 10d12.
12d10. D12 cold damage. Or 66.
66 cold damage. Damn. Okay. And it's blind, you said?
It is blind till the end of the turn.
All right. As the chill of the void bites into the creature's mangled-looking flesh, it has like strange holes where it's like flaps of skin splay out. It has 4 limbs, like the equivalent of 2 arms and 2 legs, and it doesn't really have a neck. The head is just like attached to a torso at like a strange angle, as its mouth opens up far too wide than it should, and it's just nothing but teeth. There doesn't even look like there's a hole where like thing would pass through, but we'll see how this goes. The creature charges you, Trist, and it is going to try to attack you. It is blind, so it'll have disadvantage. All right. Here comes the bite. That is going to be a 25.
Oof. Yeah, that will bypass the shield.
That's going to hit. All right, the bite, you're going to take 16 points of piercing damage and 13 points of force damage as it clamps down onto you, Trist. And you, it is then going to claw you with its with both of its like elongated, gnarled claws. I should mention that this creature is considered large, so it is somewhere around like 9 or 10 feet tall. So it's going to try to claw you at disadvantage. That is a 14 misses. And another 14. So both claws miss. The bite sinks in, but you manage to pull back, and it cannot begin to shift you yet, as it phases in and out.
Right. I'm going to make 2 concentration checks.
No, just 1.
Just 1? Okay.
Yeah.
With advantage, I pass.
Yes. Yeah. You didn't take that much damage, did you? Did you take 32 points of damage?
I took 16, and that's why I was going to roll 2. I took 16, then I took a 13.
It was all part of it.
Okay.
It's all the same. So that would have been 16 plus 13 is 29. So yeah, you're good.
Okay.
Yeah, you're over the halfway point. All right. You managed to keep your concentration, Trist. But it is going to be Rosier at this point, which I'm assuming Rosier, you're also getting up and running.
I'm running into the
first initial round.
Trist, huh?
We'll start with the top of the second round. Tristan Varel.
All right, I'm going to bonus action Misty Step.
Easily done.
And I'll obviously move like into my hallway or whatever.
Yeah, you misty step to the door,
I will shut the door.
open the door, move through, and close it behind you. Okay.
Um, and that will be. 'Cause I can only cast a cantrip, so.
Do you have to? You're still concentrating on your spell. You don't have to use your action to activate it or anything, or does it just happen?
I think it just happens.
Okay.
So I'm concentrating on it.
All right. Easily done then, Trist. All right, you move
Yeah, the
out
creature
to
can repeat the saving throw at the start of its turn.
Okay. All right. It'll. I mean, I doubt it will succeed. I'll do it right now for this one. Nope. Not
Alright.
enough. Because its wisdom is. I mean, its wisdom's good, but yeah.
Is it
All
the
right.
creature's turn?
Well, I just did it for the creature's turn previously.
Okay.
So that was your turn. That would then bring me to passing you in the hall, Rogar, son of Amma.
There you go. I will rage. So I see him. I guess bleeding. I would assume. Or...
Yes, I probably trip and stumble. You know, my arm has been savaged.
Damn it!
If he points in there or something.
It's in there.
Yes.
Well, I'm going to. If I have enough movement, I'll burst through and try to attack it.
Yes. I will say that if you want to do that, you have to Kool-Aid Man your way through the door.
I will definitely Kool-Aid my way through the door.
Like that's what I like. You smash your way into Trist's bedroom. The creature. So is it no longer blinded at the end of the turn? At the end of its turn, Trist, or is it still blind?
Yeah, the blind was part of the roll in the D10.
Okay, so now it's not blind anymore at the end of its turn. Okay.
It just has to roll a D10 at the start of its turns.
Okay. All right. So its turn's coming up soon, but Rogar bursts through. Charges towards it. You can make your attacks, Rogar.
Is it still blinded?
It is not anymore.
Yeah,
it's not. Okay.
Not anymore.
Okay. Well, then I will. I'll recklessly attack it. With my great axe. I think I can roll here. And a great weapon master as well.
Why not? Why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
Here we go. That would be 20, not a natural.
20 will hit.
Okay. That will be a 1. That would be 1 plus 4, 11, plus a 10, 21 points of damage, slashing damage.
It is slashing damage?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
You cleave into it. Cleaves. I mean, a large section of its torso just cleaves inwards, and the creature cries out. This strange garbled language spills out of its body that is impossible to understand.
All right. I will attack again one more time. Same thing.
Go ahead and give me another attack roll.
19.
19 will hit. Will hit.
Okay. That'd be 2 plus 10, 32. 32 points of damage.
32 points of damage. Rogar. Slice, and then with a second slice, you cleave the creature in 2.
Oh, yeah.
Its body falls to the sides as it kind of writhes on both sides as it begins to rapidly shift in and out of view, and then at some point it just disappears entirely. You assume it met its demise. We're out of combat.
Oh, hell yeah.
It appears that it is vulnerable to slashing damage.
Slashing damage. I remember Velree tore it up last time.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
As the shambler dies,
I was gonna say that's no more shambling mouths, huh?
all of you move to find Trist bleeding, his door shattered. as Rogar walks out, axe over his shoulder, covered in blood.
Hey, buddy. You okay there, pal? What you been up to?
I thought you would be playing tricks on me, but it turns out I was mistaken, and it was one of those creatures of the far realm. Savaged my arm.
How did it? They can get in here?
Apparently, I don't know. Maybe you left the door open and it just wandered in.
Did you say maybe I left the door open?
I meant that in a general term. It wasn't necessarily directed at you.
So you're saying that you have all this power, but you can build a mansion that monsters can get into?
Well,
Is that you're saying that's your skill? But no, me opening a door, that's potentially how it got in here. Let's go check. Let's go see. 'Cause, I mean, surely it doesn't close the door behind it. Is the door open?
Someone shut that door.
You go out into the hall. You go into the hall, Zune.
Mm-hmm.
You see the door is in fact closed.
Oh, look at that. Unless it closed the door, I guess the door wasn't open, and that's not how it got in here, Trist.
Hope so. That's very, very housebroken, shutting doors, letting all the cold air coming in here. Anyway, Razai, if you could please lay your magical hands on my savage wound.
Indeed, I can. Hold on one moment. I make it there. See you.
As Razai places his hands upon your shoulder, Trist, you begin to mull over the current situation of what just happened. Nothing should be able to get in here without your permission. It should be impossible. How did this creature get inside?
Take 14 healing. How much more do you need?
That should be good, Razai.
Okay.
His wound begins to close up for Zyre. It is a very strange looking bite across one of his arms and kind of like onto his like chest and his back.
These things are the servant of that ancient evil that has his eyes on Trist, I believe. Perhaps there is some way that these things can traverse dimensions that we did not know of.
It's true. It looks like this is going to leave a nasty scar, my friend, huh? It's a good thing you cannot see it.
Yes, you are correct, Razai. Well, I no longer have a door to my room, so I'm just going to go to this room across the hall here. Obviously, none of you are going to offer up to share space, so
It is in fact
If you want a room, ma'am, just don't get confused in the night, all right? I'm not my sister. And you will regret it, because I'm a little bit more aggressive than she is. So, you can share. Velree's there too, if you're cool.
Yeah.
And we will try to not eat you.
Zune, if you're offering, maybe you can sing me a lullaby to sleep. I don't think I'll fall asleep very quickly after this endeavor.
Yeah, I can do that. So I will pull out my lute and I will play soothing music.
Soothing music to Tristan Varel. Are you sleeping in the library, or where are we sleeping, Trist?
I'm going to Zune's room. Zune offered up a bed.
Trist is gonna sleep in Zune's room. Zune plays you the nice soothing music.
We're bros.
Yeah, that's fine.
Zune's completely naked while he's playing this as well, I should assume.
Yeah, just a couple bros.
Who has
legs crossed.
He would know. He's blind.
It's true. He's blind. He can't see it.
I mean, he's out. I guess his alley's out. But other than that, he's
leg is crossed. To preserve Zune's dignity. What little he has at this point.
It's true.
And yes, Trist, eventually you do fall asleep. And it's up to Zune what happens through the rest of the night. I'm not sure.
My sister's sloppy seconds once again, and up in my bed.
Oh.
No, he's not going to do anything perverse or weird. He does take pity on Trist. Trist has been through a lot of shit, and as much as he pokes fun at him, he's not going to do something horrible to him while he's asleep.
Oh, wait till he's awake for that.
Exactly. They have to see it coming. They have to, well, no pun intended.
Right.
They have to be aware so I can get full enjoyment out of it.
Exactly. As you all return to your rooms and sleep, it appears that look at that. Rogar settles down, wipes the blood from his rippling abs and, pectorals.
Rogar, there's room for a third. I can kick Trist out.
As everyone
Fine, I forget.
Rests for the night. Rogar, I'm assuming you don't sleep quite as soundly as you have in the past, as you're prepared now for anything.
Turning home.
Even here. Yes.
Yeah.
But everyone will get a full night's rest. And upon the next day, I think that's where we're going to take our first break.